So, Partial Youngs, I think I have to clean up my hard drive is full of videos of me talking about stupid bullshit like Tiffany. But we're not going to talk about Tiffany on this one because I just was supposed to be in a job, interviewing someone else for a job that I actually didn't want to take, and I had to get creative ways. But I got another one. Look, I mean, these are really good jobs too. I just don't fucking. There's only so much I can do. I'm looking for the pay rates, but uh, let's not make this longer than it needs to be. I want to get all my shit done. So, will I buy a Theta Pog? Probably not. I'm kind of done with NFTs right now. Thanks, guys. All those NFTs I would have bought if I would have just like paid my credit cards then, except for the ones that she maxed out. Oh, whatever. I don't give a shit. What am I even doing right now? I'm just gonna steal shit on my phone while I'm trying to make a video. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. So, I just cannot wait for all this shit to settle down. Like Cookie Light, I don't give a shit about Grammys and whatnot. I give a shit about Tiffany's horrible communication. All right, it's always something with her. It's always something with her. Um, I hope she wins one. I hope everyone wins one. I hope everyone gets a Grammy out of all this bullshit. We'll envision it together. I don't give a shit. What I want is a motherfucking explanation, and I want her to know. Look, she keeps on. If that's a fake exchange and whatnot, and she's also a victim, why does she keep giving me new links to fake exchanges? Is someone you trust still giving you fake links? Are you still losing money on these assholes? Or are you the one who's doing it? Either way, it's like mad suspicious at this point. Again, I only did it because I knew she wouldn't stop until I did it. And now $100,000 is grand larceny. That's why I specifically had to do it $100,000. Odin was like, no one else is going to do this but you. And I was like, you're damn right. But we're dealing with Quetzalcoatl now. I'll check out Odin later. Oh my God. Oh, that was the history. Fuck. Never mind. Oh, I'm not showing you guys. See, like, I actually made $21 on yesterday, but I'm down 135 and change right now. So what happened was I was wrong on one of my thingamajiggies. I thought it was gonna zig when it was gonna zag. So what I did was I quadrupled down on Aussie, 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 oi, 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 and it kept going down. And I was like, well, in theory, I just took off all the stops because you shouldn't do that because you're supposed to like set your stops so that way you don't lose more money than you're supposed to. But instead, I just put in more money to cover all my shit and said, no, that's just going to turn around. So what's going to happen because as long as they don't force me to liquidate over the weekend, which might happen, at some point in time, that shit has to turn around. And when it does, I'll make a fuck ton of money and I can wipe my ass with it. And if it doesn't, I'm only going to lose like 200 bucks. But whatever. So I was supposed to be doing an interview and they didn't even show up for the interview and I don't give a fuck. I already know what's going on. So, essentially what it is this is why I keep telling people to do vendor neutral, otherwise you're gonna get pigeonholed into whatever. So I was doing an interview for someone to be a pen tester. I can do pen testing. I think like people don't want me to do it because I'm okay with it. Totally okay. They called me to do it and I was like, oh, I'm busy in a meeting because I just want to keep getting paid. Because it's a down market. Look, there are people, in my opinion, who like want to buy the watches and get the Lambos and all that bullshit. I don't think they've ever been broke in their life before. You don't understand. Like when I would like I don't want to like not like sad sob story. I talk about shit like being in Seville and like working at places like Labor Ready, which is where you like wake up at 2, you like walk down, until like 5 o'clock, and you sit there at the fucking thingy and you're like waiting, and they're like, I need someone to come dig a ditch. And then like if you can get a ride out there, you go dig the ditch and you get like $5 an hour and all that bullshit. And again, not to go into it, Seville, like bitches say all their shit about romance and whatnot. That's just shit they say, right? Because I mean, again, not to go into it, I was banging all kinds of like really hot, high class quality bitches. I had a bitch move from Germany to like live with me for a minute. Rich fancy bitch, never wanted to show me to her family. It was always like hiding me and all that bullshit. And it was always like, like, oh well, I really love you, but like I didn't have any money is what it came down to. Because I was digging ditches and all that bullshit. So like I know how all this shit goes. So like not that sad. Like there's just one lawyer bitch. She was in law school, and for somehow some innuendo between me and her became orange juice. So I literally just like this is how stupid it can be sometimes. I like went to go like you know try to get some from her dorm, and she wasn't there. So I just like left some orange juice like on the mailbox to her dorm, and like I got back home, and I got an email because I didn't have a phone, and she was like, is that your orange juice? It's so sweet. I was thinking about you when I saw it. It's stupid bullshit like that, right? Anyways, why was I talking about that? So something about being broke. All right, so like I understand what it was like to be super duper duper broke, but so right now, when I'm like making pretty good money, like Tiffany or whoever the fuck it was who got the 100K, like we're getting it back. It's gonna take a while. Like I know it's gonna take a while, but like the whole reason why Odin told me to do it is because I get shit done. All right, and I can just move on to other shit while I'm mainly getting stacking crypto and all that bullshit because it's a bear market. Because like when it's a bull market, I want to get a fucking yacht submarine and get the fuck away from all these douches. If there's no lands past Antarctica, which I highly doubt, to be quite honest, that I have no problem being Captain Nemo and just like living. Dude, I will be like the resident advisor to like what was it? What's that island? That thing where like they make it the Pixar movie is like they're making fun of it with all those sardines. Tristan da Cunha. Dude, I'll move out to Tristan da Cunha, which I probably don't get me started on the conspiracy theories I have about Tristan da Cunha. I think there's all kinds of like mermaid, underwater, like civilizations and other planetoid dolphin thing treaties going on in like submarine bases in Tristan da Cunha. Why the fuck else would the British take over it? Tristan da Cunha is some fucking nowhere island that has like sheep and cows, and like their economy is making like socks that they sell to everyone not on Tristan da Cunha, and no one really buys them because why would they, right? Just saying. But for no reason, during World War II, the British Empire or the British just decided to go there and set up submarine bases and have like nuclear reactors and all kinds of bullshit, and they just keep it there. Okay. And there's like this chain of islands there, and they're like, anyone can go to any of these islands except for these three. The British Empire set the submarine bases to say if anyone goes to these three islands, we will arrest your ass and throw you in jail and all that bullshit. You can't go to these islands. Other ones are fine. Go sightseeing and touristy and coral reef. These three, fuck you. There's legends that say everyone dies if you come here. I want to go to those islands. I want to get my own submarine, go to those fucking islands. Is what I want to do. But that's a whole other story. Um, Oh yeah, so I keep on telling people vendor neutral certifications. All right. I have nothing against people who want to focus on things. I was all super fixated mainly because I'm not allowed to say this, so I'm not allowed to I'm not allowed to legally say this. I'm not allowed to legally say that I think at the time in 2014 I was super fixated on wireless attacks and all that bullshit because I thought I was getting Adderall, but they were giving me some kind of weird, crazy concoction, the CIA allegedly, all that bullshit. But that's as close as I can come to saying that because I was studying and trying to get 2 degrees at once. Um, uh, Instead, I just transferred. and they took like 90 credits, which is awesome. But what was I talking about? Yeah, no. So Tristan da Cunha, no, that's not even important. Oh yeah, so I wanted to do all this like super pen testing only type bullshit. Then I got a job where they kept having me do everything and 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 do everything. And no matter what I did to try to get them to leave me alone, they kept wanting to bother me more. Not just like, hey, how's it going? But like invasively bother me. It was so annoying. Anyways, I learned then and there not to let people know how good you are at shit, because they will annoy the fuck out of you about it. So instead, what I do is I get vendor neutral certifications. So that way I can get jobs that involve engineering, because engineering normally means remote and don't bother me unless it's important. Okay? So that way I can do things like piss away $130 because panty, ribbon, cigarette, champagne glasses. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Okay, whatever the fuck. I swear to God, she's either involved in crypto fraud or she has been bag holding crypto fraud unknowingly. And when she came to me and demanded I get involved in her crypto fraud, I told her no. I can tell just by looking at it that it's fake. You see that little pound sign and the other shit? That's fake. All right? It's fake. She nagged me and nagged me and nagged me and nagged me. You don't care about me, blah, 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 blah. Then I played along because I had, this is the other thing, like, I hired, like, the best cyber hunters. I hired, like, retired, I don't know if they're like Navy SEALs, but they're like a retired, like, British, like, GHQ, whatever the fuck it is, and all that bullshit, right? And these motherfuckers, like, the next day, they're like, yeah, you're gonna wanna, they're like, you wanna talk to these people. And basically it's because she's a spoiled ass Hyundai bitch, and she's just laughing and having a good old time about it. That's what it really comes down to. Such a cunt. Purple teaming. Purple teaming is when you're not red team, you're not blue team, you just do whatever needs to get done. And you want to know what? I shouldn't say this because I'm technically using flex hours right now to do this. The reason why I can get away with making 300K. See, sometimes I lose control. What it is this injury makes the funny bone get used less, so sometimes it'll spaz. Because this controls all the hand. I figured it out. It's just to make it spaz. So sometimes I'll be not doing a full rotation, and that will cause my hands to spaz, and I won't even realize what's going on sometimes. So I try to like keep it all the way. Then I feel my shoulder rotate more. And I'm doing that because I remember coach told me to use no more than 50 pounds for fighting. So I started using I've busted out my old barbell. That's what everyone's like, something happened in the past week or two. Yeah, I finally started unboxing more of my shit from when I moved planes. And I found my old barbell with the 25-pound weights. So I just started doing my old boxing workouts again. And then I'll do my pull workout, the machine, the lat pull downs, and the chest press later on the upstairs thingy. It's all good. It's whatever. But look, if you do red team shit, you're gonna be busy all day. Like everything they need to get done, they'll have you do it. Okay, if you do engineering shit, there's a ticket queue, you pull from it, or you have someone give them a hand. You get back to you later. I see you at the meeting. The other one, like, okay, you want to know how I can do these thingies? Technically, one of them, I'm not supposed to touch anything. I'm a consultant. I'm a consultant. If you want me to touch it, that's a whole other pay grade. That's a whole other. You gotta talk to the recruiters and the HR and all that bullshit all over again, and not even me, them have to finagle out a brand new rate because But people don't seem to understand the reason why. I'm not going to get chewed out. Everyone's an open secret already. The reason why the military has gone to shit, more or less, well, at least, in theory, is because everything is done by contractors now. Even shooting. The last time, you guys remember those Trump assholes who were trying to overthrow Chavez in Venezuela or wherever the fuck it was? Who gives a Colombia? Who gives a fuck? Respectfully. And they got caught. There were some douches from like Texas and like Louisiana on like a rowboat with like third grade military vests and like shotguns, and they were trying to like foment a revolution. Okay, those were Class D spies. They paid like $10,000 to get them to go do some stupid bullshit in South America, and then they just disavow them. That's what they do, right? Why did I bring that up? Just it's all corporations now. It's all corporations now. I get with it. So like you want to be whatever is best for the client. The client's needs change. I like, by the way, Dr. Orion, is you're starting to like in World of Warcraft terms, green is good, yellow is neutral, red is bad. You're still in green, but you went down 2 points because now it seems like you're watching my videos and talking to people about me and like, well, how can I make a video about what he's going on in his life so it can appeal to other people? Because that means you're starting to sell out. Because if you wanted to talk to me, you just talk to me directly. But I don't want to get into all that bullshit. I'm too busy dealing with Tiffany bullshit to even worry about that right now. Um, what was I talking about? The corporations bullshit. You just gotta get hip to the jive. But anyways, if you want to do cyber shit, I highly recommend you do purple teaming. You want to get vendor neutral certificate. Yeah, that's what it is. He was saying how like you gotta treat dating like jobs, 100%. All right. Now, I want to get paid so I can buy crypto, so I can K-pop pussy, however you want to define that. We all have needs. I need K-pop. I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to appreciate it. I needed to S on my D. I'll be happy with that. All right. But Taeyeon, I like you eating bananas. But so it's how you treat jobs, right? Whatever is best for the client. Do you want them to pay you? Then you have to make them happy. It's that simple. There's some things that it's like, that might be the thing that I don't want to get paid for, right? And it's not really spoken. It's kind of like here or there, right? Everyone's got a line in the sand all the time, but it's harder to draw that line if you can do multiple things. Do you need some pen testing? I can do that. Do you need me to do some WAF bullshit? I could do that. Do you need me to do some Python bullshit? Well, I can do that too. Can you do all this in some AI and put a little wrapper on it? Sure, why not? Because I'm not trying to be a this or a that. I just want to get paid so I can put it into crypto and silver and just do my own fucking thing. And that's what I don't see a lot of. Everyone's doing shit for everyone else. You should just have your own plan and just do it. I've mumbled about a whole bunch of shit, just corporate wars. It's I kind of hate to say it like this, but the fact that money is international means that governance is international, wouldn't you say? Anyways, have a nice day.